Hi guys, welcome back to another Transformers third-party review. Today we're taking a look at Ocular Max. This is from the Perfection series PS-12 Saltus Aerial Defense, which in other words is Mastermind Creations' version of Springer, their kind of masterpiece line that they do, which they put under this other name of Ocular Max here. This is the instruction booklet. You see everything's kind of done very cartoony, so it's a real kind of throwback, and they are supposed to be kind of masterpiece scale figures. You've got the instructions here, which is fairly straightforward and easy to follow. You can see a bunch of the kind of accessories and things which are shown on here, which I'll go through as well. He's packaged in his kind of tank or vehicle mode, which rolls really nicely. What I'll do is I'll just show you some of the accessories that it comes with, and then I'll show you the vehicle and the box and everything. So you get this sword, which is painted nicely down here. It splits open to become the blades in helicopter mode. You get his kind of signature blaster, which, if it will focus here, is set in a dark grey plastic. Moulding's pretty decent, you know, it's nothing out of the ordinary. And you've got this bit where it kind of flicks up here, so you've got a couple of options, one to hold it in here, then another to peg it into vehicle mode, which you'll show in a minute. Actually, I might as well just show it now. So I think it pegs in a couple of places on here. So it pegs it in here like that, and obviously on the alternate side as well. There is also another accessory that comes with it, which actually pegs into the side of the gun. So you've got this little thing here, it just pegs inside it here or on the other side, whichever side you prefer. It's a little bit fiddly, but you get it in here, and you've got like a little groove there, and then what you can do is you can come around here and you can peg it onto the side here like that, so it's then flush to the side there. And then what you can do with the sword is you attach it down at the bottom here, so it just clips over either side, this other piece here like that. And then you can have there's two little grooves in here, you can have it so this is then just peg that in, there you go. So then you've got both the gun and the sword there pegged into the vehicle mode, and they're fairly easy to unplug from either side. You just have to be careful with the sword because you don't want to break it, and also with applying it because you don't then want to take any of the paint off it, which is a little bit tricky. It does come with a few other bits and pieces as well, so we're not all the way through. He comes with this kind of trident thing here. This piece here is metal. I think it is anyway. It's either that or it's a different type of plastic. And it's all, you have to put it all together when it comes in. This bit's a little bit loose down here at the bottom here. This is all plastic up here, silver paint on here, looks like, or silver finish, and then paint at the top here. Quite sharp, so you just need to be quite careful with that, but it's fair old size. I can't see a way that you can attach this in vehicle mode. I'm trying to think where this was used. Is it in the movie where he uses this to stab someone? I'm not really sure. I can't remember, to be honest with you. He's then got this as well, which is from the movie. This is that kind of missile thing that he pumps into the missile launcher to launch at Devastator. So you should be able to hold that okay. And he gets a kind of tech spec card, which I'm, a big fan of these kind of, I wouldn't say it's a paper card, but it does have a bit of a plastic feel to it. Again, you've got that same cartoon artwork on the front here, which is nice. And then turn around to the back here, and you get his bio and his stats here. Strength 10, intelligence 8, speed 8, endurance 10, rank 7, courage 9, firepower 7, and skill 7. Shows his two vehicle modes and his robot mode. And it says Saltus is seen at the front line of battles and is hero to many of the soldiers he leads. In addition to having great hand-to-hand combat, he is one of the best at wielding a sword. Oftentimes you can see him saving his comrades in battle and putting his own life on the line. Saltus is seen by many as the next leader in waiting, and it is a great battlefield commander. So high praise indeed. He does then come with a couple of different heads. So just need to unwrap these. And you get a choice of 3 then. So obviously you get the one that he's kind of packaged in with, and then you get these other 2. So I'm just going to open this up. So I've just got like a little penknife just off camera. So I'll just use that just to cut into it. I'll just do that off camera quickly. Because these little baggies are quite secure the way that they're done, so they're quite hard to get them out. Let's open this up. Yeah, we've got one here, smiling face, a little bit paint has gone outside there, but the eyes done really well. The face is pretty good. And then you've got the other one here. I think this has got a slightly different shape to it, is it not? There we go. And you've got the other one, which is a bit more of a solemn face, and again a little bit of paint imperfection just right there on the edge, but pretty much the same, just different facial expressions on the 2 of them. And it looks like you just unplug this and then pop it back onto this little screw at the back there. The other thing that you do get as well as the instruction manual, you get see this little piece come off that, so just need to be wary of that. Is you get the little red plastic sort of barcode reader, which if you come around to the back here, you've got his tech specs here. So actually the readout on here is slightly different. So here we go. So that's, is that Call of the Primitives or something like that it's from? Oh, he's also got a little blaster thing in his gun here. And you've got the reading on here. And all you do is take this. If I can get this out. How fiddly are these things to open? Right, get this. And then just pop it over these bits here, and it's supposed to make it easier to read, which it does kind of. And then the readout is very similar to the one that's on there anyway, so I'll just bring that in a little bit closer so you can see that. And you can pause it and read it if you like there. And then it's got one of the kind of quotes from the movie there. And it says, Saltus is known for his famous battle cry, "I've got better things to do tonight than die," which is obviously from the movie. And there you are, that's him with all his accessories, and this is his vehicle mode. Very nice. You've got a little cockpit section here which opens up. You've even got a little steering wheel in here. There's die-cast pieces on the front, which is very well painted. It's green sort of the metal here, and this is all painted orange and black. You've got headlights here which can go up and down. I'll have them up. You've got rubber wheels, so this can come off. They're a little bit scrawny, the wheels there, but they do roll nicely. And overall I think it's a pretty decent looking vehicle mode. It's a shame the wheels are hidden here, but apart from that, got no real complaints. You've even got a little blaster at the back here where you could have some sort of flame effects or something coming out here. But overall I think the vehicle mode is pretty well done. Rolls nicely, and everything kind of fits together well. What we'll do now is we'll take a look at the robot mode, and then we'll go back to helicopter and from there. But I'm not going to do the transformation because I think this guy's been reviewed a fair bit already. Okay, so let's take a look at the robot mode. Right, well here he is in his robot mode. There's a couple of little things I'm not quite sure on. Is that just mainly to do with the position of these. On the instructions and kind of on a lot of the pictures they show it with these bits up, but then on all of the stuff on the back and in the pictures they've got of him, actually the actual toy, they have these bits on the side, so I'm not really sure which way round it's supposed to be. I think from the instructions, I'll just unpeg this at the back here, it kind of shows these bits being down like that, having it up like that, which, yeah, I think I probably prefer it like that, to be fair, but yeah, you know, I think you can do it either way. I don't really know which is the right and the wrong way to have it, and then you kind of have these up like that. I just think it gives him a bit of a better look to it. But yeah, it's a lovely figure in robot mode. I'll go through some of the articulation and everything else on it. The head is slightly different from the other ones, so I'll grab them here. It's basically, you see these two side by side. You see the one that's on there is a lot more kind of pointed. The face is a little bit thinner, and you know, sort of a bit more of a pointy chin. Whereas this one here is kind of more of a cartoon look with a kind of stubbier kind of features, if you like. But yeah, the head, you know, looks all the way up, and you can kind of force it down a little bit, so it does go down a fair bit. Rotate it around, you just have to be careful this bit around here. It does rotate all the way around. You just probably can't get the down if you do that as well. But yeah, it's a fair bit of articulation. The face is painted really well. Again, wish this is a little bit stiffer because it feels a little bit loose in a few little places. The arms can go out to here. They sort of butterfly forward and back, and they rotate all the way around. I guess if you had this bit up and out of the way, you would be able to get right out to the side, so maybe that's where that comes into play. If you wanted to have it round, do it that way. You see, either way it kind of pegs in, but if you had it round that way, you can get all the way out to here with it, so you can get loads of articulation. You get a swivel here which goes all the way around. The arm can go all the way up like that, so almost like a double bend in there as well. You do get, oh, let's just plug this in. I realise I haven't plugged this all back in properly. I think this is like that. Forget which way this is. I think it all plugs in like that, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. But you do get waist articulation depending on how you fold this up, and it does go all the way around. So that's one thing I forgot to check, is actually what the correct configuration is for that. I think maybe you rotate it around and have it like that, maybe. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll take a look at that in a second. But these bits lift up here. This is all painted and die cast on here as well. Ratchets out to the side and up here as well, so quite tough movement in here. Nice detailing on the legs. It's not too much, but there is detail on it. Can't go quite all the way back, but you can go all the way out to the side here. Rotation here, which is friction, which is quite sort of tough on that one. It's just right, and more than you need on the leg here as well, like a double jointed knee there as well. The feet move out to the side and out to here, move forward. In fact, they're a little bit tricky they're die-cast again, but you can almost use the heel to navigate them. So if you push it in here, instead of pulling it out like that, you can just use that just to pull it out again here. And everything folds away nicely. The wheels fold away nicely. The sort of clips and bits and pieces fold away in here. Yeah, it's really tied in. Of course, this is nice and clean on the front here, and a nice little spot where you can get an Autobot symbol on here as well. And then I think I will bring this bit back up here. I think it does look better in my opinion. And obviously you can change it however you like. So yeah, that's him in his robot mode, just to show how he can hold some of the other accessories. Obviously you've got this here, so you can hold that in his hand like that. Even with one hand he holds that just fine. There's no issue with that. Sometimes you do need to just readjust the feet a little bit just to get that right kind of hold. But you could even have him holding it in two hands with that one, and it's fairly easy just to slide out. With the sword, again, these fingers, they're all individually articulated. Or are they? No, it's the first finger is, and then the three are on a hinge all together, and then the thumb's just on that ball peg there. So then you open it up here, and you'll have a spot to put this in. Are they just same on both sides? Yeah, the same on both sides. So what you do here is just slide this in just to get the sword in there. That should peg in there. It's a little bit loose, but you just want to wrap the hands around it, and you should hold that sword. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. And then you get hold of the gun on the other hand here, and you're just gonna again just peg that into that slot, and that fits a lot better actually. You want to take that a little bit off the side there, but he does look really good. And again, you can get some awesome poses out of this guy. He is very posable, and he just looks really good. He does definitely have that masterpiece feel to him. The other accessory is obviously the sort of bomb thing here as well, and I'm not sure, does it show him holding it in any of the things here? I don't think it does, but just to show you, I take these two out like that. I guess you could have him holding it. You can kind of hold it like that, I guess. It doesn't seem to be anything other than that to hold it with, but you know, that's fine. It does what it says. It's, you know, I don't think anyone will lose sleep on that one, really, to be honest with you. Other things to go through on the figure. Yeah, paint on the face and everything's done well. This bit's a little bit loose here. Articulations on the hands is good, and the moulding is good. Thumb, just be careful with that. I had mine pop off. Stability generally is good. This knee bit moves forward and back as well, but just, I mean, you can do it like that, so it's a bit more of a like a V if you want to, but you do have to sort of get this right to a certain degree. So it can sort of lean forward a little bit, but it's nothing, it's not wobbly at all. It's just a case of you just have to be, because it's a quite heavy figure, you just have to be careful the way that you're balancing it. But I think you can all agree it's looks wise, it's fantastic. Just to show you alongside a kind of deluxe figure, you know, that's, you can see it's definitely masterpiece scale. Sorry, the video just cut out there just as I showed that, but basically what I was getting at is it's definitely masterpiece scale. There's no getting around it, the scale of the figure, so it will go well with other Masterpiece figures. I think I'll probably have it alongside my G Creation Dinobots, I expect. I will look to get others from this line, including the Ocular Max kind of Combaticons and those guys. Right, and that's a kind of look from the back here. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to check, is how that folds up. Is just to double check on the instructions. Yeah, so on here it shows the whole thing kind of folded up into the thing here. Yes, I think I remember this. Does it slide up? Yeah, it's on the slider. Look, just see the rails there. If you push it from behind, don't want to break it, but I'm sure it's on a slider. There we go. Slide that up. And then all of a sudden that looks a load better, doesn't it? And then that's how it is there. And so that means you get, and obviously the bit of articulation I forgot is the ab crunch, and that, I mean, that goes all the way forward, doesn't it? So you can practically get him touching his toes and sort of kind of looking up. I mean, you can, yeah, I mean, it is unnatural. I guess the only thing you could say about that is, look, I've missed a bit. See all this, it's all there's a great big gap through there. That's because I've missed out a step in the transformation. So if you open this bit up here, this all comes out. That shouldn't come out, but has done. Basically, if I can remember properly, you kind of want to pull this bit out here, but there is a bit to it. So let me just pause that and just take a look at that. Right, just to show you, I've got these out. The way I did it, it's like this. Is you almost want to push it back on itself a little bit, because otherwise it's not going to get through this. So you want to like bend it this way, if you see what I mean. So the way that I did it was kind of doing it that way. So you see what I mean? So it then comes out here like that. I'm sure there's another way to do it here where you move these bits out of the way, but you get the idea. And then this bit comes down and it all pegs in tight. And I'd completely forgotten it, that was the way to do it, because I've had this figure for a couple of months now, but just things have been so hectic at work. I just haven't had the chance to sit down and review him. Is that going to peg into there? That should all line up now, so it's just a case of making sure that it does line up. Easier said than done. Thought I had it then. There we go. So on that side it's lined up, so then we just need to line it up on this side here as well. This is probably the hardest bit of the transformation. There you go, come on. Come on, I just want to get it right on that side here as well. God, it's quite tricky just to have it lined up on both sides. Probably a way easier, better way to do it than this, but No, I don't think I have either side lined up properly. That side's done. Just this side needs doing. It might be better to kind of pull it out a little bit and do it that way. Don't seem to be able to do that. So let's try this little doodad. Just trying to line it up. It's a real pain. Try and get it lined up. I think I've done it. No, that side's not quite in properly. There we go. So made that look a lot harder than it should have been, but eventually got there, and this bit came out. So that is something to be aware of, because I can see that getting lost easily. So just be wary of this little piece here. Just keep an eye on it. If it does pop out, it might even be worth kind of super gluing that back into place, because if you do lose that, you know, like I said, that's going to be a tricky one to try and replace. But very good looking robot mode, great articulation, very clean looking as well. Yeah, fantastic. I completely recommend. What we'll do now is we'll transform into helicopter mode and take one final look at it. Here we are, we've got him in his helicopter mode. I've added a repro label as well in the kind of interim. This goes around alright. It's not the smoothest action in the world, but it does go around nicely. I'm not sure if I've got that on dead straight. I can always add a different one, but you get the general idea and get the kind of look and feel for it. And it is very much like the kind of, I wouldn't say like the G1 toy, more like the cartoon version of him. As I mentioned, diecast all around here. The paint is really nice. These bits, I'm not sure if I showed it in vehicle mode, but they do lift up. You get like headlight bits in there. Can't lift it up from here, but it's easier from the other side because you can actually just push them open, but it's all kind of plugged in either side at the moment, so it's all nice and secure. Now you've got a little cockpit section there, which is nice. Just be wary of this bit coming off, and just be careful with these die cast pieces here that you don't scratch them if you're going to mess around with this in helicopter mode. It doesn't appear to be any sort of landing gear or anything else like that for that to go in, but it all comes together quite nicely. It kind of looks the part. You know, I think with a decent flight stand, I'm not sure where you would plug it in. I can't see anywhere for a flight stand to actually plug in this mode, actually. Potentially at the back there. But yeah, if you were able to get this into a flight stand, I think that would look pretty cool. But as it is, you know, he looks good in any of the modes, and it's fairly fun to kind of flip forward from robot to vehicle mode to helicopter. It's probably not the easiest to do on camera. That's why I chose not to kind of show all this. But in terms of recommend, yeah, I definitely recommend this figure. The other thing you can do here is you've got the little gun here, and you can peg this on here as well. It doesn't appear there's anywhere to peg this on in this mode, but I think you can probably do without that in this mode. But that's it. This has been the Oculamax Springer. I forget what his actual name is on this one. It is Saltus from the Perfection series. So thank you all for watching, and see you all next time. Bye bye for now.